Greetings from the sub-ether. This is Alan, and it's time for another quick Color Basic video. Tonight I thought I would recreate another one of the very first basic programs I learned how to write. This is actually based on something I learned on my first computer, a Commodore VIC-20, and that was bouncing a ball around the screen. Color Basic didn't have much for graphics. You could change the screen to different colors. You had a set command, and you could set a pixel on the screen, but all the blocks around it in that character had to be black. So if I had top left being a white dot and I wanted to put a different color next to it, a different color next to it, they all change that color. So you could have any of the 8 colors plus black in a square. So let's work with that. Clear the screen to black. I know I'm going to have an X position and a Y position for what I'm bouncing around the screen. And I need a movement. So every time X moves, I'll add 1 to it. Every time Y moves, I'll add 1 to it. When it hits a corner, I'll just invert that. So it'll go from 1 to -1. So we set X, Y, color 5 is white. X equals X plus the X movement. If X is less than 1, the pixels are 0 to 63. So if it's in that far left pixel, or X is greater than 62, so it's on the 63rd pixel, then X move equals negative X move. So if it was 1, it became -1. If it was -1, it became -1, which is positive. And do the same thing with Y. Y is less than 1 or Y. We have 32 up and down, so that's 0 through 31. So if it's greater than 30, then Y move equals negative Y move. And 70 go to 40. And now we have, go to 40. Now we have a wonderful bouncing ball program that bounces all over the screen, and it's just absolutely amazing, and it makes beautiful artwork, and you could just watch this for hours and hours and hours. And there you go, a bouncing ball program in BASIC. Now, if I wanted it to erase it, I have to erase it before I change X and Y, or I have to save the position and erase it. So it might make more sense to set it down here and then maybe unset it up here. But you'll get a lot of flicker. I don't know if you can see this on the screen capture. You can barely see it. You really need to set it and then unset it right before it moves. So that's kind of the problem with this. Unless you have a delay, you have to have it stay on the screen, move it, then unset the old position. And then you could use another variable for that. There's a lot of things you could do. You could also do this. You could play a sound when it hits one of the walls and a different sound when it hits the other. Hey, now it's like Pong. And if I wanted to set it and then maybe pause 45 for I equals 1 to 5, next, and then reset X, Y, you could certainly slow it down and do that. And there you go, bouncing a ball in BASIC. That was fun. I feel like I'm 12 again. Well, until next time, don't panic.